Welcome to Reggie's Discussions, where it's no filler, no fluff, where we keeps it a buck. And today we talking about the NBA playoffs, my favorite time of the year. I'm ready. We're gonna be talking about all these series and giving our predictions. I got my brother Stan in the building. Stan, how's it going, man?
What's up, brother? How's it going?
It's going, man. And for the first time on my channel, I got one of my favorite people, former rap rival with me, my
Hey,
man Curtis. How's it
hey,
going, brother?
yo, we're not even gonna go there, man. We had some classic battles back in the day.
Yes, we did, man.
But you know what it is, man. If you say it's playoff time, yo, it's that time. This is the time we all start watching the NBA for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? All
No
that
doubt.
regular season stuff. I'm excited about this time. I'm happy to be here. Let's get it.
Appreciate you being
Same.
here, brother. So let's do it, man. So are we gonna start with the East?
Let's start with the East.
Let's start
All
with the
right.
East.
We got Boston and we got Miami. Miami somehow won the play-in yesterday, and so they're going to the playoffs. Obviously, Jimmy Butler is out for the series, as far as I know. I haven't heard that he could possibly come back for this series. I heard a couple of weeks, so a couple of weeks will pretty much mean the season. Spoiler alert. But I I will start with Curtis. Who wins this series? How many games?
Um, this is my question. Is Stephen Curry coming back?
Say it
Is
again.
Stephen Rozier coming back? Do anybody know that for the Heat? Is
Rozier.
Stephen
I don't
Curry?
know.
Because my thing is this, bro. The Heat can play defense with just about anybody, right? They, regardless of who's out there, Jimmy Butler out there or not, them boys are going to play defense. I feel like they just don't have no scorer. They don't have no like Tyler Hero. Like he fluctuates. He's going to always put the shots up. He's going to always take the same shots, but he doesn't always shoot it consistently. And without Jimmy Butler, they're missing that like when the game slow down, you know what I'm saying? Like, you do your pick and roll in the last 10 seconds of the shot clock. You need to give it to somebody and clear it out and let them create. They don't have that with Jimmy Butler. They also don't have the post presence. Jimmy Butler puts his back to the basket a lot, creates for everybody. But I do think if they get Scary Terry back, okay, Scary Terry can give him 20, 25 points a game if he's consistently shooting and getting his shots up. Even with that being said, they still going to hell home, yo. I'm trying to figure out the best scenario of them competing, but they still going home, man. They don't have it this year. And they playing a Boston team who they've been battling for the last 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So Boston wants them, you know what I mean? And I just don't see nobody beating Boston in the East, and Miami it's over for them.
So I checked, and I can't really find any information about Terry Rozier. It doesn't say. So I don't know if they're keeping it close to chest or what. But I looked it up and I haven't found anything. I mean, the only thing that I've seen was that obviously he was out for the play-in game. So I don't know. My assumption is that probably not. I mean, if he didn't play in a do or die game, he probably can't go. So I'm assuming he's out. Um, so yeah, how many games you said Boston wins it, Kurt? I didn't hear.
I think honestly, bro, it doesn't go at the best. It's a gentleman's sweep. I mean, the Bulls. If you really watched that game last night, the Bulls should have won that. They just couldn't hit an open shot to save their life. Like they
They
did
should
so much, and
they
they.
should
I
have
mean,
won.
they hit
They got
so
blown
many
out.
open threes last night. So many. Boston knocks those threes down. Plus, Boston has a player that you can ISO. This is a gentleman's sweep at best, man. Just get your dustpans ready, man. Get them ready.
So you said five?
Five, at the most five. I'm
All
calling a
right.
sweep, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt to say they're going to win one.
All right. Stan, what you got?
I keep it pretty short. It's gonna be 5 games. Probably, if best 5 games. Boston has been the best team in the league, the most consistent team all year. They got three guys that can go for 20, 25, 30 a night. They're just rolling. They've been rolling. They've been the only concern I would have about the Celtics in this series is they haven't played a meaningful game in probably 2 or 3 weeks. They've been coasting the last 3 weeks because they locked everything up 3 weeks ago. But the Heat, without Jimmy Butler, the Heat not gonna have enough offense to score with them. Tyler Hero had a really good game last night. Um, and Bam is too up and down offensively. And like I said, without Rozier was brought in to be that instant scorer off the bench for them. The Celtics are too deep. It's a too deep team. I think they'll win in 5 games. Painful as that for me to say as a Lakers fan. I fucking hate the Celtics, but I mean it is
I
what it
hate
is.
you, bro.
It is what it is. They're the best team in the league right now, and if they don't get to the finals, something is wrong.
So I agree with both of you. I definitely think that this is going to be a quick series for the Celtics. I think it'll be a quick series, but I don't think it's going to be an easy series. The Miami Heat just have a way of just being annoying, where
Yeah,
you look at the
Yeah,
roster and you say, okay, this is easy, this is money, and they just have a way of being annoying. And because of that, I think this series is going to be quick, but going to be close. I don't think the Celtics win a single game in this series by more than 8 points. I think every single game in this series is going to be close when it shouldn't be. And I don't know, man. I just got this weird feeling, and this may be just out of left field, but I just got this weird feeling that by then game 3, Jimmy Butler's going to come walking out of that locker room when everyone knows he should not be, and he's gonna walk out of that locker room and score 25 points or something on one leg. It sounds crazy because I think they ruled him out for the series, but I don't know. Something tells me that he's gonna come out of that locker room. But look, having
he's
said
got
that,
he's got an MCL sprain, man. He shouldn't be he shouldn't be playing
no,
man,
he
basketball on
shouldn't
that.
even be walking right now.
I
No,
hear
he's
you,
got
man.
he's got he's got an MCL sprain. I would be surprised if he makes an appearance in this series. And by the time he might be ready to come back, it might be 3-0 Boston or 3-1 Boston. I would be stunned if Miami wins the series. If they push it to 6 games, that's
No,
possible because, like you said, the Heat just have this annoying thing with them where they just don't die. They keep coming back. They keep coming at you. They play hard because Spoelstra is the best coach in basketball, so they're going to be well coached. They're going to be prepared. But
Very well
Celtics,
played.
they're a very well prepared team because Spo is the best coach in basketball, hands down, and he's paid that way, for a reason. So they will
mhm.
be prepared. They will play hard. They will compete, but
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Boston's too tough.
Yeah,
The thing,
I
the
say
thing
Boston in
is,
5.
Yeah,
the thing is
agreed.
about the Heat, bro. Like you said, they're very well coached, and they play every possession. They don't take a possession off, bro. They are fighting.
Uh-huh.
They diving for loose balls. They switching on every screen. You know what I'm saying? They putting their foot on the baseline. So when you have a team like they remind me of years back when the Bulls lost Derrick Rose, and they were still
Yep,
hmm
competing every night with
yep,
the Heat. They
yep.
remind me of that Tom Thibodeau team, that hard nose. They're going to fight. You know what I'm saying? Fighting, and I just, I just feel like Boston is that same team though. Boston has that same script, that same scrap. They're very well coached. Um, they're proven. You know what I'm saying? These guys, the Heat been to the finals twice, but when they wasn't going, it was the Celtics going for real. You know what I'm saying? Besides Milwaukee and Toronto. So I feel like even with a healthy Jimmy Butler and a healthy Scary Terry, I mean, it's still going to be tough for Miami to win this. You got to understand how deep Boston is. They damn near got 2 starting lineups, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
like I said,
Yeah,
it's a
they
deep team.
come off
It's a
the
deep
bench. They
team.
come off the bench with starters, bro.
yeah,
Like Derek White. I believe like guys like Derek White and those guys could be doing so much more on other teams right now. And then Porzingis coming back, like I just don't see a scenario where Miami can put together, even with Jimmy and Terry Rozier, they can't put together more than one win. I don't see it happening.
yeah. I
But
say 5 as well. I just think all the games are gonna be close. I don't think it's gonna be any blow. I think all the games are gonna be way closer than they should be, and that's what I'm thinking. All right.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
I agree.
let's move on. Let's move on. Sixers, Knicks. Now this one is a very interesting series. because
Yeah.
obviously Joel Embiid is just coming back. I mean, and the Sixers have been the hottest team in the league. Like they since Joel Embiid has come back. I mean, have they gone 8-0, 9-0, something like that? Uh, hey Stan, your feed is choppy again. Just like leave and come back, see if it clears up.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, this the one right here.
Yeah,
This the one I've been waiting for right here, Reggie.
yeah,
This the one.
Sixers. And again, this is a very interesting series. I think that, and you hate to do it because this idea of like losing at the end on purpose is just not it. But man, the Knicks, man, if you just if you just stayed at the three, man, like I don't know, man, like it hold on, let me get the stand up
Ah,
here.
man, I'm gonna just be honest with you, yo. This the upset of the first round. The
Yeah,
Sixers, the Sixers, because the Sixers are not a 7th seed, bro. They're not, bro. They really not. Joel Embiid missed a lot of time. People was packed up back and forth. Guys playing this role, guys playing that role. Now they're on a consistent, you know, to be honest with you, with Joel Embiid being back and I'm healthy, and the way Nicholas Batum, yo, who the hell? Batum had the game of his life
he
last season.
did, he did.
If he's gonna play like that, right? And Tyrese Maxey, you know what you're gonna get out of him. If they can get consistency out of Tobias Harris, um, consistency out of him, I believe they can contend for the East. Period. Period. Now I don't think they're the favorite team of the East. Don't get it twisted. It's still Boston's team, and I still bang with Milwaukee. Okay, but with a healthy Joel Embiid and a consistent Tobias Harris, they are as good as anybody in the East. Okay, and they're a 7th seed. Like if you're the Knicks, if you're the Knicks, yo, you couldn't ask for a worst case scenario. The worst year, the best year that you probably had as a franchise in decades, right? You ended up being the number 2 seed. First time that's probably they've been more than a 3 seed since like the 90s, probably. And you get matched up with a 7th seed that's not really a 7th seed. So I hate to say this, New York, a lot, and I like New York team, but I'm going with the Philadelphia 76ers in six.
You said in six.
In six. They're not
Oh
a
man,
7th seed, man. They're not a 7th seed, man. And I hate Julius Randle, bro. Because he's gonna come out, he's gonna give us 25 in game one, and then we're not gonna see him at all in game two. And then game three, he's gonna have a meltdown where he mad at his team and starting. I don't believe in Julius Randle.
well
OG
Randall's out.
Anunoby.
Randall's out, right?
Oh, that's right. Randle is out. I'm sorry. He is out. I believe he is out.
Yeah, Randall's
I,
out. Right? Randall's out for the year.
I believe he is out. I'm sorry. I apologize. But they
Yeah.
just don't have enough, bro. They don't have enough, bro.
So let me tell you this here. I believe that the Knicks are going to win this series. I
Wow.
I do not believe that Joel Embiid is going to hold up for this entire series. I think
I don't
that
even.
the Sixers will get off to a really good start in this series. Like I actually think that they'll probably go up probably 2-1 in the series. But I think after that, you're going to see Joel Embiid. I'm not saying he's going to be like he's going to get hurt. Like we don't want that. Knock on wood. We don't want him to get hurt.
But he
But I
can't
think
play that 32.
yeah, he's not going to be putting up 32 and 12. He's just not. I think he's going to break down a bit. I think the Knicks do have the size to throw at him. The Knicks are a physical team on the defensive side of the ball, and I think they'll keep these games close. Even the ones early in the series with Embiid there, they'll keep these games close. And I just think that like Brunson is about to make a statement because I think that like Brunson is getting his flowers, but I don't think he's getting the full bouquet. I don't think people are really recognizing Brunson right now. And I think this is the series he's going to make people understand that because I think that down the stretch, you're going to see this dude hit big shot after big shot. He's going to run the pick and roll. He's going to get in the paint. He's going to shoot those floaters, and he's going to hit those. I think that down the stretch, he's going to do that. And again, the Knicks have the size. The Knicks play defense. I just don't believe Embiid is going to hold up the whole series. Um, I think Maxey is going to be the key for the Sixers more than Embiid because at least we know he's healthy. We know what Maxey can do.
We know
But
what he can do.
overall, I got the Knicks winning the series. I got the Knicks winning it in six. I think the Sixers will go up 2-1 in the series, and the Knicks are going to run it right through and win it in six. That's how I got it.
So you saying 2-0, you saying Sixers go up 2-0, Joel
2-1.
can't beat Joel, and the Knicks take over the series from there?
That's correct.
My
Yeah.
question is this though. This is my one question with that. Like I understand you said Joel and the biggest ability is availability. We all know that, right? But it's like even without Joel Embiid, I don't see the Knicks consistently being able to score. Yes, they do have the size. Yes, they do play defense. But outside of Jalen Brunson, like like when the playoffs, all that regular season stuff where you can run and gun, you see them boys just went from like 112 points to like 89 points the other night. Like the game going to slow down. The Knicks not going to get a lot of those run and shoot buckets. And the Philadelphia 76ers are like built for the playoff grind. So whether if Joel Embiid can give you 20 minutes a night, I don't need him to give me the 32 minutes and the 32 points. If he could
Oh,
just
yes,
be
you do. Oh, yes, you do. To beat the Knicks, you do.
but okay, you need him to be able to score, but you don't need him to get 30. You're not going to need him to get 30. I don't think
I
against the
disagree.
Knicks
I disagree.
because the way they you're not even if he is healthy, you're not going to pound the ball to him because of the Knicks size anyway. So you just need him to be a decoy for about 20 minutes. If he can give them 15 and 9, 15, if he can average 16 and 10 this series, they're going to win because they've
Hell
had
no.
they
No,
have,
I do. No way. Not a chance. 15 and 9? Are you serious?
listen.
Embiid's gonna have to be his usual 30 and 10 for them to
Yeah.
win this series. It's not gonna
I
happen.
don't see that.
It's not gonna happen.
I don't see them. I don't see them having a matchup for Tyrese Maxey. I don't see it. But then you're gonna put. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to put. You're gonna have to put OG on Tyrese Maxey, right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they probably gonna do, which would be smart. But then, like I say, if Tobias,
DiVincenzo gets after it too. Go ahead, my brother.
but like I say, if we could get well, I said we like I'm a Sixers fan. If they can get um consistency out of Tobias Harris, there's not there is nothing the Knicks can do. There is no matchup without them putting OG. If they put OG on Tyrese Maxey, there is no matchup for a consistent Tobias Harris. And if
You
you put
you you really putting consistency and Tobias Harris in the same sentence? Shame on you.
well,
Shame on you.
my whole
Tobias Harris is like Reggie's cat. Well, every so often he'll pop up and say, "Oh, it is there. There's Tobias Harris. I didn't know he was out there," and he'll just disappear, and you won't even know he's there. It's like, and that's what I call Tobias Harris, the cat. He's like a little kitty, like Reggie's cat. He just pops up. He pops up, and he's like, "Oh shit, I didn't know he was even out here." And he'll drop
they
15
don't
and
need him to
six.
be consistent for 7 games. They just need him to be 4. They only need 4 games out of Tobias, and he can give them 4. That's all he needs. They don't need 7. They need 4. I think he can give them 4, and I think he will against this Knicks team.
If the key to this series is Tobias Harris,
Tobias Harris.
then the lock is sealed. If that's the key, then the lock is sealed. How many Stan? Who wins the series? How many games, man?
I think Knicks in 7. The
Okay.
Knicks have the home court, and they actually are one of the few teams in the playoffs that actually have a legitimate home court. Their crowd would be ape shit for it, and Brunson will be the best player in the series.
Yep. I agree.
And the
Yo,
Knicks have a bunch of big bodies they can throw at Embiid, and Embiid does not look 100%. He doesn't have the explosiveness that he's accustomed to seeing. I did not like what I saw with him. In the few little bit I saw of their playing game, I didn't like what I saw with Embiid. And the Knicks locked down defensively. So it's going to be about 7-game series. It's going to be a rock fight. but Brunson would be the best player in the series. And
I feel like this is one of the harder. To me, it's one of the harder matchups for the playoffs because it can go both ways. Like Joel B can very well. I don't know if it's going to happen, but he can very well go out there and be good enough to give you that 25, 30 a night. I don't know if that's going to possibly happen. I just feel like the 76ers weren't a 7 seed to begin with. You know what I'm saying? And like the Knicks got they
I
got
agree with that.
dealt a bad
oh yeah,
hand.
they just
They kind of got dealt a bad hand. And the 76ers have been there. Like a lot of those guys have been there. So this is the first year you really gonna ask Jalen. Jalen had some playoff experience with Dallas, and he definitely played last year. But you're asking him to be the man this year. You understand? And I don't know if he can. I don't know if he can quite do that yet. I feel like the Knicks are a year away from being that top 2 or 3 team in the East. I don't think they legitimately are that now. When you deal with injuries and all that, Giannis missed time. That Miami Heat been dealing with injuries all year. I don't think they are a legit top 3 team in the NBA. I mean, the East. They just benefited from what was going on in the East, and they were a little bit more healthy than all the other teams. So I'm going with the Sixers in 6, man.
All right, cool. Stan, I think you're choppy again. Is it
I think
showing?
it's
Is
my
it showing that? Is it showing that way for you too, Kurt?
Nah, I don't see no choppiness. I see that
Oh.
big ass Raven shield in the back of him, though. Hey,
All right. All right, cool. So let's move on. So we got the Bucks and the Pacers. Obviously, we don't really know the status of Giannis. We know he's out for game one. We don't really know where we go from there. The Pacers own the Bucks during the regular season with Giannis on the floor.
yes, they did.
Um, so I think this is going to be a very interesting series as well. Stan, I'll start with you. Who wins this series? How many games?
this is one of my locks right here. It's Pacers in
Wow.
6.
Oh.
It's a lock.
Wow,
That's a lot. That's a
A
lot.
wow.
lot?
The pace, and I'm being generous by giving it 6 games. The Pacers are
Oh
going to
my
run them.
God.
Are going to run them off the floor.
What?
I'm going to tell you why. And this is
All right.
even. I don't care if Giannis plays or not. What I saw the Pacers did to them in the regular season. I know the regular season's the regular season and all, but that team runs up and down the court. They get after it. They're not. And the Bucks are old and slow, man. I don't like. I don't. They're just like Giannis's health is going to obviously dictate some things. But I look at Dame, and Dame's shooting has been off all year. He's been
It
up and
has.
down all season. He just, and I don't want to. I know he's downplaying a lot of the stuff about him not being happy in Milwaukee. The reality is he has not looked like Dame Lillard this year, and defensively he's the shits. And the Pacers now have Siakam. They haven't even played the Bucks with Siakam, and they were running him
That's
off the
true.
court without him. And Siakam adds a whole dimension to the Pacers, the Pacers offense, and they are just a up and down, up tempo team, and I don't think the Bucks can keep up. I don't think Milwaukee can keep up. And if Halliburton gets his together and is penetrating, getting the ball out, kicking out to their shooters, and Siakam is getting in there, and I don't think the Bucks have an answer. And I think the Pacers are going to run them. I don't want to say run them off the court
It sounds
because
like it.
again, it's still Milwaukee. But I'm going 6 games. And all I can say is I put money on this one. I put
Wow.
money on the Pacers to win the game, winning in 6. So I would say Pacers in 6.
Ooh, Kurt.
Hey, your brother got gonads. Your brother got gonads. If Giannis is not playing, obviously I would agree with your brother. But I feel like that experience word again, bro. Like that experience word. Like when you got guys that been there. I know these guys are young and talented. Um, First off, let's just say this, yo. I don't know if anybody's going to play defense this whole series. I don't know. This is going to be a very entertaining series. It's going to be a lot of buckets, a lot of open shots. I just feel like Milwaukee has the experience. Milwaukee, I would give the edge to talent. I give the talent edge to the Pacers because they are a very talented young team, but talent does not always produce. I feel like the Bucks have enough veterans to produce. When you start talking the playoffs and the game slow down, that Chris Middleton post up gets more important. You know what I'm saying? That 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 Mr. Big Man, Brook Lopez, him being able to pick and pop, that type of shit becomes more important in the playoffs because you are slowing the game down. They're going to play. They're going to be allowed to be more physical. It's just the Pacers are one of those teams that are a year away. They need this loss. The Pacers are going to need this loss. Okay, that the loss, this playoff loss that they're going to go through this year, is going to make them a better team moving forward. I just feel like when Giannis comes back, the levees will break. Without Giannis, I agree with you. 6, maybe 7 games, because even without Giannis, the Bucks still have enough to compete. They still have 3-and-D. They still got interior rebounders. I mean, they ain't played defense all year, and it's only like 5 or 6 teams in the NBA that play defense. So, and neither one of these teams are one of those teams that play defense. So I'm not going to harp on defense, but the experience, the leadership, the proven veteran presence, and having guys that been there. If we're having this discussion next year, like this time next year, I think the Pacers are going to be like one of those, probably one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the East next year. But legitimately, it was a lot of injuries. It was a lot of bull crap that happened in the East this year. So it's hard to really gauge the East this year. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like just that experience alone, just them boys. And we know when the playoffs come, I don't give a fuck how unhappy Dame Lillard is. When them playoffs come around, that risk gonna start hitting. So I'm gonna go with Giannis coming back. I'm gonna go Bucks and 7 because it's gonna take a little bit of time for Giannis to get accustomed. So 6 and 7, I'm definitely going with the Bucks.
All right, so I'm with Kurt. I got the Bucks, and I got the Bucks in 7. The key to this series is going to be do I believe that the Milwaukee Bucks can hold serve for 4 games? We don't know how long Giannis is out, but let's say he's out 4, he can come back in game 5. Do I believe that Middleton, that Dame, Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, who he turns into Dirk Nowitzki when he plays against the Magic?
Hey, Bobby Portis is a very underrated ball player too, yo.
Yeah. Do I believe that they can hold serve for 4 games? Yes, I do. I think they've been, like Kurt said, they've been there, they have the experience, they can hold serve. If this series is 2-2 and Giannis comes strolling out there in game 5, we know where it's going. I got the Bucks. I agree. I think you're right. Dame has not looked good this year, but I think when them playoff lights start shining on him, all of a sudden it's going to be Dame time. I got the Bucks. I'm going Bucks in 7.
Hey, yo, Giannis gonna come out the tunnel. Giannis gonna come out the tunnel like he did when they tried to take the game ball from him,
man. Let me just ask one question.
Yeah.
Who in Milwaukee is going to guard Tyrese Halliburton?
Nobody's going to guard nobody.
That's what I'm asking. Who is going to guard Tyrese Halliburton?
Team defense, man.
Okay.
Who's going to guard Dame? None of these teams play defense. We can do this all day. It ain't like you about to name a defender on the Pacers, bro. Like,
yeah, I can give you that. The Pacers are not a very. You gotta remember the Pacers gave up 150 to the Lakers a few weeks ago. So,
like, yeah, bro.
The Lakers scored a buck 50 on them.
This series, bro. This is gonna be an exciting series. Remember back in the day we used to watch like the Mavericks versus Sacramento?
Yep.
With Dirk Nowitzki versus this gonna be a different type series. Making full 3 fair shot, guys getting free shots to the lane. I just feel like when the game slowed down, they can post up Chris Middleton 15 feet from the basket. When the game slowed down, they could give it to Dame Lillard at the top of the key.
Yep.
When the game slowed down for the Pacers, like
Halliburton.
Yeah, but Halliburton is a playmaker. He's a pass first point guard that can score a bucket. You're not expecting Tyrese Halliburton to give you 10 straight buckets in 10 points in the fourth quarter.
I don't know about that.
I don't think the Bucks are going to have an answer for Siakam and Miles Turner. I just don't. I don't see an answer there. And the thing with Giannis is Giannis has a calf strain. Those are very tricky. I don't think you're going to see Giannis in this series.
At
Hey, what you?
all?
And I don't think so because by the
Wow.
time he might be ready to come back, it might be 3-0 Pacers.
No.
Yeah,
I'm
this
saying
is
that
insane.
the Pacers, the Bucks have to be very careful because
I agree.
this is looking like KD in 2019, and calf screens can easily lead to Achilles tears if you come back too fast. So they have got to really be, and you do not want Giannis tearing his Achilles at this time of year because that means he ain't playing next year. So the Bucks are gonna have to be very careful
Hey, yo,
with his
y'all
with
remember,
this.
y'all remember I brought up Tobias Harris and y'all brought up that word inconsistency?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, your brother just brought up Miles Turner. You understand, bro? He just said Miles Turner, yo. Like, do you think you're going to be consistent 7 games out of Miles Turner? No, you're
We'll
not.
see. We'll see. I just think the Bucks. I've not liked what I've seen from the Bucks all season. They've been a 500 team the last 50 games of the season. I don't like what I see with them.
All right, fellas, let's move on. Let's move forward.
Yeah.
The series we've all been waiting for.
Here we go.
We got the
Here
Cleveland
we go.
Cavaliers, and we got the Orlando Magic. That's who we have. And I think it's very important for me to start this conversation off here
Go ahead. Do your thing,
Yeah.
Brad. Do your
Go ahead,
thing.
take the
because
floor, man. Go
I
ahead.
you know, let me tell you what's going on here.
What's
Uh,
going on?
there's no doubt that when you look at Cleveland, Cleveland has the experience. They have guys that have been in the playoffs before. I think that the Cavs also have the size. You know, the Magic are a team that scores in the paint, and they've got size that can make it difficult to score in the paint. I don't necessarily think that it's the Cavaliers have a hard game plan. The game plan is easy. You pack the paint, keep Franz and Paolo out the paint as much as you can, and watch us clank 3-point shots because we're not a good 3-point shooting team. The game plan is easy. Experience is on their side. The Cavaliers should absolutely win this series, and I think that where Curt was talking about they need this loss to move forward, that's kind of the way I think that most people would view this series. The Magic need this loss to move forward, and the Cavaliers should win this series. But that's not what's going to happen, gentlemen. That is not what's going to happen in this series. Let me tell you what's going to happen in this series. What's going to happen in this series is that all I done seen is people talking about who's the next face of the NBA. I hear about Anthony Edwards, who I love. Edwards is incredible. I hear about all these guys who's the next face of the league. Wembanyama in rookie season, and they say he's going to be the next face of the league. Who else they say going to be the face of the league?
Luca, you got Ja.
Luca. Yeah, Ja, all these guys going to
It's
be the
like
face of the
50
league.
levels.
Oh, yes, they say all that stuff, but who will be the face of the league? But they leave out one man. They leave out a second-year All-Star.
No, my,
A second-year All-Star. And to me, when you talk about who can be the face of the league, who been the face of the league since we've been in high school? It's been LeBron. Let me tell you somebody who mirrors the game of LeBron James. It's Paolo Banchero. He reminds me of LeBron James. That's who he reminds me of. Get to the paint, score, assist. Look at the size of this man. He's a power forward playing point guard. But meanwhile, he's scoring like he Carmelo Anthony from the mid range. Paolo Banchero is gonna make a statement. He gonna make a statement to you, Curtis. He's gonna make a statement to you, Stan, that I'm the man. I am gonna be the face of this NBA. And you're gonna see it take place in this series right here because the Magic shouldn't win this series, but they're gonna win this series because we gonna have the best player on the floor. You heard what I said, the best player on the floor. And I know who's on the floor for the Cavaliers. But Paolo Banchero is gonna be the best player on the floor. The best player on the floor with Donovan Mitchell on the floor. He's not going to get hurt. Paolo and them is going to be on the floor together, and he's going to be the best player on the floor. The Orlando Magic are going to win this series because we play defense. I think we're the best defensive team in the league. I don't care what the stats say. We've had injuries, but we've had all our guys here. When everybody's on the floor, we play defense. The boys in blue are going to lock you up. Magic in 6.
Hey, yo, let me just say this. That was like the greatest moment I've ever seen. Like, I don't even know. Like, you must have been paying attention in school, bro, because, you know what I mean? You just put that shit together perfect. That was a great segue. This is the thing about the Cavaliers, bro. When I look at the Cavaliers, I don't know how they're not the best team in the NBA. I don't know. They got they got two versatile bigs down bottom. They got an explosive backcourt with Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland. They got pieces around them like Caris LeVert. Like, I do not know how this team is not the greatest team in the NBA right now. They have talent everywhere. Let me tell you how they're not the best team in the NBA. Because they are fundamentally stupid. These niggas do not box out. For real, I'm dead serious. The Cleveland Cavaliers are those, like, you know how you go, like, you see those guys who got the big bags and all that, but they don't know how to box out and put their foot on the baseline. That's the Cleveland Cavaliers. All them niggas got bags, but can't none of them niggas box out to save their life. All them niggas got bags, but can't none of them niggas put their foot on the baseline. They have no fundamentals. The Cleveland Cavaliers absolutely shoot themselves in the head 4 or 5 times a game, bro. I do not understand how it happens. They have probably the most talented team in the NBA doing the least with it. Like, bro, I blame coaching a lot, okay? Because if you give Nick Nurse that type of talent, bro, if you give Spo, we talk about Spo all the time. Them niggas, yo, Miami be having 1.5 superstar with 1.5 leg and a bunch of role players and going to the finals, bro. Cleveland Cavaliers might be the most talented team in the NBA, top to bottom, bro. And the motherfuckers cannot put together 60 games of consistency to save their life. So while I do think they're the better team, while I do think they are more suited for the playoffs, having those two bigs, those two versatile bigs, you know what I'm saying? I'm watching Evan Mobley, this man handling the rock. He's shooting threes, he passing for other people, but then he's going to disappear for a whole quarter. Like, I don't understand how Cleveland does this. So although they have the talent, I do think they have the experience. Obviously, right? Donovan Mitchell probably got more experience than the Magic whole starting five, right? They have everything in their favor, and they still going to lose in 6 games. And the problem is, bro, I can't tell you why they're going to lose. Besides the fact that they're going to shoot their fucking self in the face, like they do this every game, bro. Every game they come out hot, they come out scorching, and then their whole roster disappears. And it's because of coaching. They need a coach. They need a coach, and they need a veteran. They need like a Draymond Green that's gonna say, "Yo, what is y'all doing?" They don't have no leadership, and a lack of leadership in the playoffs it doesn't vote well for a team like that. And then Orlando is peaking. They might have been a bad shooting team all year, but they shot the ball pretty good the last like 2 or 3 weeks. That
Yeah.
the last game I seen them play, I seen Jonathan Isaac hit back-to-back threes, bro. I don't
Yeah.
know when the hell that's ever happened
Yeah.
for the Magic. So I'm going with the Magic in 6, even though Cleveland are the better team. Cleveland is the better team. I just don't trust. I don't believe in them. They're not going to be consistent, and they have a terrible coach who's benefiting from talent. I'm going with the Magic.
Stan?
I agree. I'm taking the Magic. I don't know what I'm getting from Cleveland. That's the thing. I don't know what I'm getting from them. I just
We
don't
never
know.
do.
Yeah. It's just that's the thing with Cleveland. Like Cleveland could have been in a better position and had a better Cleveland. The reason why they're in this series is because they threw away the last game of the season and they lost a stupid game to the Hornets, and that's why because they wanted to play Orlando in the first round. These things seem to always backfire against teams.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm getting from Cleveland, and I think like Reggie said about Paulo, I think he's going to be the best player in the series. But my only concern with Orlando is going to be can they score enough? Because I believe this series is going to be a rock fight. I think it's going to be a rock fight type series, 80s, 90s scoring. Can Orlando get points when they need to? And that's going to be my only concern because defensively they will. If they play like they played against Milwaukee in the last game of the series, Orlando's going to win the series. because they kicked the shit out of Milwaukee in that game, and
And
they locked them down, and they was able to move the ball around, and Paulo was dishing it out and making plays and being a playmaker. The Paulo Wagner combination, I think, will be enough to carry them over. I think it's because Magic in six. Again, I just don't know what I'm getting from Cleveland. And with Mitchell, Mitchell seems like he has one foot out the door anyway. It just feels
Mhm.
like he has. It just feels like he's got one foot out the door. He doesn't want to be there. And again, I've always operated under the impression if you don't want to be here, we gotta get you out of here. If you're
Got to
not
get him out of
100%, if you're not 100% all in, and I don't think Donovan Mitchell is, but I'm taking the Magic in six. I like the Magic team; it's a really good team, and Isaac being the key. Isaac coming off the bench and defending like fucking Dennis Rodman
one
in the
through five.
'90s. Is just
Legit, 1 through 5. He playing 1 through 5 legitly. Most underrated
switch.
yeah.
defender in the league.
He is. He's the most underrated defender in the league. He can guard any position. He's a fantastic defender. And again, my only concern with the Magic is can they get buckets when they need it?
Yeah, that's my
And
concern. That's
Paolo,
my concern as
that's my
well.
only
Because
concern.
we
Can they
just
get buckets when they need them?
because we just don't shoot it well, and like there's gonna be. I expect it to probably be today, game one. There's gonna be a game where we just clank. So we shoot, 12% from three, and everybody looks and is like, why is this team in the playoffs? That's gonna happen at some point in this series. I'm thinking game one's gonna be the game where it happens. I expect us to probably lose today, but I'm telling you, man, like this team, like as good as we've been defensively all year, I'm thinking about what are we gonna be when we only got to worry about one opponent. What are we going to be when we can just take game by game adjustments with the defensive talent that we have on this team? Like, man, I'm telling you, man, Suggs is going to be out of his mind in this series. He's going to be flying all over the floor. I think one of the big keys in this series is going to be Cole Anthony. I think Cole Anthony is going to be the difference maker in this series.
He been
His
all right since
ability
he
to
cut his
score.
head, too, yo. He been all right since he cut his head. You know what I mean?
When he first cut it, he was playing pretty bad, but he's kind of turned it
He
around.
picked it up. Yeah, he
Um,
picked it up.
So yeah, I think we can win this series. I think I like all of y'all said Cleveland should win this series, but they're not going to win this series. I'm
The
taking my
thing
boys.
is, yo, when I look at Cleveland, bro, they got so much damn talent, bro. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, yo. Like,
I just don't know what I'm getting from him. That's all.
but just
Mhm.
so, and you know what? That's because of coaching, bro. Like a
Yeah.
good coach, like Spo. If Spo was their coach, they'd have won 65 games this year, bro. If Spo was their coach, they won Popovich.
Yeah.
Our
I
biggest stat
think,
would be out if they lose in the first round. He'll be out. There'll be a new coach there next year.
All right.
another thing, like he said about Donovan Mitchell, bro. Donovan Mitchell, he has the propensity to disappear in some big moments. He's had some giant playoff games. Don't get it twisted. Like in that bubble, he was killing.
Oh yeah, the
But
bubble. He was kicking ass,
when you look
but
at
he ain't been that guy since then.
his whole recent playoff, like he got the tendency to have those. Oh, I'm gonna go 3 for 17 games. He has those. And Darius Garland, like I just look at their talent level and I say, you guys are too good to be here. Like you guys are a fourth seed, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, they're fourth
Yeah.
seed. They got the home
Yeah.
court.
And another thing, y'all talking about the Orlando Magic playing D and can they consistently get points? I don't think Cleveland is going to be able to consistently score against the Magic defense. I don't think outside of Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, I don't see nobody else being able to consistently beat the Orlando Magic defense.
Yeah,
And
that's what I'm
then
saying. It's gonna be a rock fight.
it's going to be a big, yeah, now it's going to be a big fight. I can't wait, but I'm going with the Magic. Magic
All
is
right.
six. Boys.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the West, the Wild Wild West. Man. All right. So this first one, I'm assuming we're not going to have a ton to say. Thunder versus the Pelicans. The Pelicans, they looked good yesterday without Zion. They played very well
What
yesterday. Sacramento has been an absolute disappointment this year. I'm pissed off because I had them winning 50 games this year, and I had money on it. I had a parlay. I had the Magic
Oh
and the Kings.
God.
The Magic hit my parlay, and the Sacramento Kings didn't because they lost games to the damn Bulls. I mean, come on, man. The Bulls and the Spurs. How you lose to the Bulls and the Spurs when it's a playoff race? But anyway, we got the Thunder and the Pelicans. I'll start with you, Kurt. Who wins? How many games?
And yo, I feel like the West damn is self-explanatory. The Pelicans, they don't have enough. They don't have enough. Now, if Zion gonna come back, I don't.
He's
First
not.
of all, I
He's
don't
out.
think
He's
Zion's
out.
coming back.
He's
Yeah,
out.
Yeah,
he's out.
they don't have enough. With Zion, that's a totally different story. If you put Zion in their lineup, they're not. They're like the 76ers. They're not an 8th or 7th seed. You know what I'm saying? If you put Zion in the lineup. Brandon Ingram played great yesterday. CJ McCullough, he did pretty good yesterday. It's about the others. You know, I don't think you're going to get what Herb Jones and all those guys. You're not going to get consistent production out of those guys. You're not going to get consistent shooting out of Jose Alvarado and those guys. And when I look at OKC, man, you want to talk about running? I mean, them boys grab the ball off the rebound or out the net, and it's just like Lamar Jackson down to the other side of the floor. Right? Like Hussein Bolt. It's like they got Barry Allen on one side. You know what I'm saying? They got Wally West on the other, and they just playing the flash out there. That's like a DC movie. They get the ball and they go, bro. They get the ball, and I don't think the Pelicans can keep up with them. I don't think the Pelicans flat out, the Pelicans just ain't got enough, bro. They're not deep enough. Now, if you put Zion in that lineup, that changes everything. It changes everything, and it's kind of funny to think like one guy can make that big of a difference, but that's just how the NBA is. One guy can make that big of a difference. Without Zion and Brandon Ingram, bro, it depends on what type of weed he smoked. Like last game, he smoked some good weed. That weed he smoked last game, that was some good stuff, bro. But if he don't smoke, he get a bad batch of some weed, bro. He's not gonna be out there. And CJ McCullough's too old to be that consistent number two. So outside of that, where are you going to get your points from, New Orleans? You know what I'm saying? And if we look at OKC, they get their points from everywhere. It's not a place they can't get their points from. And yet again, nobody is playing defense. So I'm going with OKC and maybe 5, maybe 6 games.
Yeah, I do think that experience could be a little bit of a thing here because the Thunder are so young. But I gotta tell you, man, the Thunder gotta be the most disrespected one seed I've seen in a long time, man. Like
What?
all they've done all series is beat everybody's behind, and people are acting like they shouldn't even be there. It's crazy, man. Like this team is deep. This team, like you said, scores like crazy. The pace is insane. I think Shed Holmgren. I'm interested to see how Shed Holmgren plays in this series, just because New Orleans does have some size there, and so I'm interested to see like how he reacts to that. But he's been good all year. I mean, Josh Giddey, I think is going to just chop these guys up, and I mean
David Williams.
yeah, Lou Dort and Shea Gilgis Alexander is going to have a series similar to what I was talking about with Paulo. I know I kind of went crazy with the Paulo thing, but I think, and I meant that, by the way. I don't want you to think I meant what I said,
Nah, I
Yo,
know.
he's
but
the best player on the floor. I believe that. He will be. Follow.
but I think Shea Gilgis Alexander is going to have a series like that as well, where he's like, okay, it seems like nobody's paying attention because I guess nobody paid for the league pass. So now that everybody's watching, I'm going to go ahead and average 30 in this series. So yeah, I'm going to take the Thunder. I think it's going to be a body bag, to be honest with you. I'm going to say get the bird. I'm not. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say 5. I'm going to say Thunder take them in
Nah, Thunder in the sweep. Not, not gonna.
5.
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna go into that. It's gonna be a sweep. They're too good. They've been. I mean, everything broke perfectly for OKC. Because if you remember, last game of the season, I mean, the last weekend of the season, Denver lost that stupid game to San Antonio. An absolute stupid game to San Antonio. If had they had won, Denver would have been the number 1 seed, and they would have drawn the Thunder, and then the Thunder would have drawn the Lakers in the first round. And I assure you, I guarantee that we would have beaten the Thunder in 6 games. No questions asked. But because everything broke great for OKC, because not only are they playing this Pelicans team, they're playing them without Zion. And Zion was kicking ass against the Lakers on
He
Tuesday. I mean,
was.
we had no answers for Zion at all.
He
No
did.
answers at all.
He didn't. He
None.
did.
No answers. He was doing whatever he wanted to do. He was getting any shot that he wanted, and he was dominating. And it's a damn shame that he hurt himself because he was kicking ass. And it was the Zion that we've all been waiting for the last few years. Him living up that potential, the number one pick that he was. He was phenomenal Tuesday night. Without him, it's a sweep. SGA is the best player on the court.
Yeah.
They're
And
too
yeah,
deep, too fast. They'll sweep them. So Thunder
Okay.
in 4.
All
they
Thunder
right.
could
sweep.
literally just run. They could just literally just run and sweep them guys. They like just run, get the ball and just run. Like they got
Yeah,
too many
just
horses.
All right. Then let's move on to a series I think is going to be great interest to you too. Lakers, Nuggets.
It's not.
I
It's
think
not.
I think that obviously I think the Nuggets have beaten the Lakers like 8 straight times, something like that. Obviously this is a rematch from last year when the Nuggets swept them. Oh man, who am I start? Stan, I'm gonna start with you, man. Who wins the series? How many games? Come on now.
I'm going to present the scenario in which the Lakers win the series.
Hold up, hold up. Are
I'm
you
not.
saying
I'm not saying. I'm not. No.
that?
No. 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 I'm not saying it's going to happen. But I'm going to present a scenario where the Lakers do win the series.
Okay.
D'Angelo Russell. Last year, D'Angelo Russell was so goddamn unplayable that he wasn't playing in the end of the games because he could not defend Jamal Murray worth a shit. Jamal Murray was eating his ass up for lunch. And I think Russell remembers that, and the way he's played this year, he's been better defensively. He ain't locked down Gary Payton and that shit, but he's been better this year defensively, and he's shot the ball very well. If he shoots the ball very well consistently, LeBron and AD as healthy as they can be, and we're a better team this year than we were last year. I think we're a better team. Hachimura has been really good the last few weeks for us. Austin Reeves has gone to another level. Austin Reeves was giving them problems last year. The scenario that I will present is D'Angelo Russell goes off in the series. LeBron and AD dominates the paint, rebounds, blocks shots, blocks down Jokic, and LeBron just puts the cape on. You know what I mean? But the reality is the Nuggets are a better team. The Nuggets are the world champions for a reason. So if I had to pick, I'm gonna pick Nuggets in 6. And it hurts my heart to say that. It hurts my heart, but I'm just being realistic about it. The Nuggets that Jokic at the end of the day, that Jokic Jamal Murray 1-2 combination is unstoppable. And we couldn't figure it out last year. We haven't figured it out this year. We're not going to figure it out in this series. So it's just that Jokic Jamal Murray 1-2 combo is unstoppable. I don't know who stops it. It's unstoppable. We can't figure it out. We haven't been able to figure it out. And I go Nuggets in 6. But I'm telling you, don't sleep on the Lakers. Because if I'm victorious, if I come out of this thing victorious, I'm going to laugh and I'm gonna be like, hey, I presented the scenario where it could happen, but at the end of the day, the Murray Jokic combination is unstoppable,
I'm
and we have so
Go ahead, Kurt.
go
I'm
ahead.
gonna present a scenario where the Lakers win. All right, Jamal Murray and Joker retire. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. It's the only way. Bro, listen, bro. First of all, like you said, we ain't beat them. They got what 8 straight wins against us or something like that, right? And then right on top of that, right, they're better than they were last year. They might not have like the roster, but the team is playing better. Like around the chemistry is better. Aaron Gordon fits in better. Michael Porter Jr. He fitting in better. Like they're a better team than they were last year. They listen, and we're a worse team, bro. Don't ever like, bro. I don't want to hear nothing about me bringing up Tobias Harris and your brother that said Miles Turner and D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo
I
Russell.
presented a scenario where we could win if D'Angelo Russell is consistent. I am very well aware of D'Angelo Russell's inconsistencies.
Bro, You know, like you said last year, we couldn't even play him against the Nuggets. We couldn't even put him on the floor against the Nuggets last year. Man. Um, LeBron's is a year older. AD still not looking like AD.
He's been
Unless
good this year. AD's been good this year. Now I'm gonna stop you there. AD's been good this year.
Yeah, no. That's
yeah,
no
but
80s, no 80s
last year
slander today. He's been really good this year.
he got hurt last year. He was looking to the scoreboard. He tried to catch that oop or whatever. He was looking over there, so we don't know what's going on. I think it's his hip or something. I don't know what's going
It's
on. But
back spasms, I think.
that, uh, but the bottom line is, bro, we get swept, bro.
Swept.
Unless LeBron, listen, LeBron and AD has to go out there and average 30 apiece. That's the only way we even have a chance to even make the games like competitive, bro. Like they got our number. They just got our number, bro. Everything it takes to beat us, they got it. You need a shooting big, they got it. You need an aggressive point guard, you got it. And on top of that, you need 3 and D surrounded, you got it. Now you need athletes that can go to the rack on the board. You got it. Every one of our weaknesses is their strengths, bro. There's nothing we can do with Denver unless we about to trade for 2001 Shaq. Ain't nothing we can do. The only reason we beat Denver, the only reason we beat Denver in the bubble that year because we had the White Howard. The White Howard played the best defense on Joker I've ever seen anybody play in the history of this man's career. We have no answer for we have no answer for bro. We got no answer for the coaching staff, bro. Like we just have we're just all out of answers, yo, when it comes to this stuff. So I'm going if they feel bad for LeBron, they'll beat us in five. We
So
have to
uh
beat
so
them.
so so Stan presented a scenario where the Lakers win the series. Well, I can present a scenario that Taylor Swift is gonna knock on my door right now, and I'm gonna open the door. I'm gonna open the door, and she's gonna say, "Hey, I'm looking for a strategy." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's me. That's my rap name." And she could be like, "Oh my God, I think you're incredible. I think you're amazing. I'd love to do a song with you if you want to." I could make a scenario that's gonna happen, but that's not gonna happen. Al. And there's no scenario the Lakers gonna win this series. The Nuggets have y'all number. Period. It just is what it is. They have your number.
Look,
They
man,
got it.
I gotta be positive. I can't sit here and do this shit, man. I gotta be positive. I gotta keep the faith, man.
I feel you.
I believe in LeBron James, and I believe in LeBron James and Anthony Davis. I gotta keep the faith, but unless we figure out an answer for that Jokic Jamal Murray 1-2 combo, I don't see. We haven't been able
Yeah.
to figure the answer out. There's no answers for it.
I think
Nobody,
the
to
I
be
think
fair,
I think
nobody has though. To be fair,
I think the worst case scenario, honestly, for the Lakers, the worst case scenario in this series is if they lose game one in a close game. Because it's going to just emphasize the point that you just have your number. Because it's not like the Denver Nuggets blow the Lakers out. Most times they're close
No,
games, and the Lakers always just can't quite get over the hump. So the worst case scenario is they lose game one in a close game. I actually think it would be better for the Lakers if the Nuggets just beat their behinds in game one. Because I feel like if they just beat your behind, you're like, all right, we'll get back at them in game two. If you lose a 3-point game to the Nuggets, man, I just think that it's just gonna just steamroll, continue to go in that direction. So yeah, I got the Nuggets. I got the Nuggets, and I hate to do it, man, because I love LeBron, man. But I hate to do it. But I'm sorry, man. The brooms are coming out again, man.
we're
They're
bro.
not
coming
getting
again,
swept. I
man.
guarantee that we're
They
not
getting
getting
swept,
swept.
bro. They getting
No,
swept.
we're not getting swept. I can guarantee. I will guarantee, and in fact, I put money on that too, that we will not get swept.
You can put money that you won't get swept.
I
I,
put money.
I
FanDuel
appreciate
has it.
that enthusiasm.
I put money on it. I said the Lakers. I put the Lakers plus 2.5 the spread for the series. So we're not getting swept. I think we will push it to at least 6 games.
Where we pushed it to last time?
0 games.
Zero. It was a sweep.
It was a sweep. They swept their ass. They swept our asses.
There it is. There it is. Bro, we don't
Yeah,
have no, we don't, bro, we don't even have, we can't even begin to put together a strategy to stop them.
We don't have one. They don't have one. It's just Jokic. Jokic is the best player in the league, and him and Jamal Murray and that 1-2, that picking. We can't stop that shit. So, and Gordon has been unlocked in on Denver's offense. The player that I thought Aaron Gordon could be in Orlando, that he is that player in
he
Denver,
is. He is.
and they just are too deep, and it's just the Lakers ain't gonna have enough. They're just not gonna have enough. They're not gonna have enough gas in the tank, man. It's just not gonna be enough.
If Michael Porter brother Junior plays, if his brother plays some bets, we really is Jonte Porter bet on this series? That's what we really need. We need to find out, bro. We need to find out. Hurry
Yeah,
up.
that won't be the last guy you hear about with his gambling shit, man. Trust me. He's kind
So
of low
on
on
that
the
note,
totem
y'all
pole,
gotta sip some tea.
All right.
Had to sip some
Hey,
tea on that note.
Kurt, did you listen to the Taylor Swift album yet?
No, I haven't. I haven't. I'm gonna definitely check it out though. You know that's my girl.
I know. I haven't listened to it yet. I listened to like the first 8 songs. It's okay so far. It's all right
I'm
so
gonna
far.
check that out.
Yeah.
I'll pass.
And listen,
I'm
don't hate
good.
on Taylor Swift, bro. Don't hate her, yo.
Yeah, I've been trying to tell him, man. I've been trying to tell him.
No,
Hell,
no
no
She's
thanks.
making a good living. Hey, yo, you know what's funny? The reason I started listening to Taylor Swift because I was playing at this karaoke bar. I was playing bass guitar at this karaoke bar in Columbia, and they did a lot of Taylor Swift songs. So I had to learn the Taylor Swift songs, and I used to play them joints in practice and be like, yo, this song kind of dope for real. Yo, what the fuck?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I became
man.
a Taylor Swift fan, bro.
She got some great songs, man. Like her, I thought Midnights is incredible. That was a great album. Her last album. But yeah,
Yeah,
let's get back. Let's get back.
hey, yo, we're gonna need We're gonna need all the help Taylor Swift can give us, yo. I hope till late season, bro. We ain't
All
got
right.
time for the nuggets.
All right. Next series, we got the Wolves and the Suns. This is interesting because the Suns have actually owned the Wolves through the regular season. I mean, I'm not sure how much stock you guys put in the regular season, but the Suns have played well against the Wolves this year. I'm gonna start this one off, and I think I have been very critical of the Timberwolves and that trade they made when they traded all those picks for Rudy Gobert. I call it the worst trade in NBA history. And then the Wolves have obviously had a good season, and Gobert's had a good season, and so people have asked me, do I take back what I said about it being the worst trade I've ever seen? And the
It's not.
answer is no. And the answer is no. I do not take it back. And
It's still
I don't. And I don't take it back because of exactly what's going to happen in this series right here. Rudy Gobert will find himself unplayable in this series like he does all the time, like he did the whole time at Utah. He had a good season in Utah too, and he found himself unplayable in the playoffs. That's what's going to happen here. That's what's going to happen here because either he or Karl Anthony Towns are going to have to come off the floor because of who they guarded. Okay? Mm-hmm. They're certainly not going to be guarding Kevin Durant. And the Suns run oh crap, what's his name? The four that just gave all that money to from Duke. Oh man.
Say it again.
I'm blanking.
I'm mad I can't think of the dude's name. The dude
Grayson Allen. Grayson
Allen. Thank you. Grayson Allen. Grayson Allen. He's shooting almost 40% from three this year.
Yeah.
They guarding him? No, they're not. So one of them guys is going to come off the floor and not be playable, and I believe it will be Rudy Gobert. And ultimately, I believe the Suns will win this series because all of a sudden at the end of the year, Suns are playing good. Those three guys are starting to play well. Bradley Beal is all of a sudden starting to play well. They found something here. They've had Bradley Beal more on the ball, so they found something here. Suns are going to win this series, and we're going to be asking ourselves, where do the Wolves go here? Because they still got Rudy Gobert on a contract, and they trade all them first-round picks for him. Suns will win this series. As a matter of fact, Suns win this series in 5.
Wow.
Kurt, it's on you.
To me, this is the most difficult series to call. To me, because I'm torn between the two. Number one, Devin Booker. Right? I love Devin Booker. This man has the tendency to disappear. You know what I mean? Bradley Bill. We talk about experience. What experience he got? He played for the Wizards his whole career. What experience he got? He got with the playoffs. And then I look at the fact that the Suns are. This is dangerous in the playoffs. The Suns are primarily a jump shooting team. That's what fucked them up. That's what messed them up last year with Denver. The boys couldn't do nothing but shoot jumpers, mid-range jumpers, three-pointers, stop and pop, floaters. They are going to have to get points in the paint from somewhere in order. Even Golden State, they did a lot of backdoor cuts. They did a lot of Kevin Durant 15 feet from the basket, Iguodala 15 feet from the basket, let him post and go. They did a lot of now. They didn't have like Blake Griffin or Kevin Durant or Tim Duncan down bottom to give them that post presence, but they still got points in the paint. You cannot, it's going to be very hard to win in the playoffs being a pure jump shooting team, bro. And that is the problem with Phoenix. When the jumpers do not work, they have nothing. If Kevin Durant isn't scoring, what else is he giving you? If Devin Booker isn't scoring, what else is he giving you? If Bradley Beal isn't scoring, what else is he giving you? And their scoring depends on jump shooting. Okay, now I look at Minnesota. Bro, every last one of their players, every last one of their stars can give it to you inside and out. They got Jacob McDaniels, he can give it to you inside and out. Anthony Edwards can give it to you inside and out. We already know what Big Cat is, okay? I think the Minnesota Timberwolves are more built for playoff success than the Suns are. You know what they say, you live by the three, you die by the three. The Suns are going to die by the three. Okay. And straight up, I think Anthony Edwards looks at Devin Booker and lets the world know who is who, bro. I think Anthony Edwards, in comparison, is the closest thing I've ever seen to MJ. You know what I'm saying? That big physical, attack the rim, mid-range jumper, post game, pivot foot working, and he plays defense, bro. Like he steps up to the plate defensively. You can ask Jason Tatum about that. I just feel like what you said about Paolo Banchero. And you said Paolo Banchero, this is his chance. This is Anthony Edwards' chance. Right here, this is his moment to prove that, you know, like to set itself aside from a lot of those guys. Because right now it's like Luka, Giannis, Joker, and then it's a gap, right? Like this is Anthony Edwards' turn to jump that gap and put himself in that. And like I say, they can beat you inside out. They play defense. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like once them jumpers stop falling with Phoenix, they're useless. But they got three of the most potent shooters in the league. So it's like it's kind of hard to call. So, but if I had to choose, with a gun in my head, I'm gonna say Minnesota in 6.
So you're expecting the jump shots to stop falling for Phoenix? That's what you're saying.
Well, in the playoffs, that tends to happen.
Does it?
It tends to happen with
to the good shooting teams.
Yeah, to good shooting teams. Like, what
do you know about that one?
Last year? What happened to Phoenix last year? Them jumpers stopped falling, and they couldn't score nowhere else, and Denver took advantage of them.
I mean, it's Denver, though, bro. It's Denver. It's Denver. That's Denver, though.
The jumpers stopped falling for them last year, and when them jumpers stopped falling, they didn't have nothing else. And in the playoffs, you got to do more than shoot. You got to be able to get to the right. Got to be able to get to the free throw line. You got to be able to generate points somewhere else besides shooting up threes, bro. And Phoenix don't have that. Meanwhile, that's the basis of who Minnesota is. Minnesota is inside out in all ways, shape, form, and fashion. So I'm going Minnesota in 6.
All right, Stan.
I like the Suns. I like the Suns in 6. I think the Suns kind of gotten this stuff together. I still have concerns about the fact they don't have a real point guard and haven't had one all season. But Bill, Book, and KD healthy, it's hard to stop all three guys. And Minnesota has done some dumb shit this year that I just
They have
they're
shot
they're very
themselves.
they're a very immature team.
They
And
are.
this is again you're talking about the spotlight, the big time. This is the postseason. This is not the regular season. The postseason, regular season, obviously is a difference, and everything is intensified. And I think Edwards is going to shine in this series.
As do
But
I.
I think he will shine. But Book and Durant and Beal, it's too much. It's going to be too much for them. And I think they'll take him in six. But I do agree, and I also agree that Gobert will be useless in this series at some point in time. And Towns is the dumbest, most talented player in this league. He is so talented, but he's the dumbest motherfucker in this league. And he just does dumb
Yo, that's so
stuff.
funny. Yo, that's
And
so
he has
funny,
done and he has consistently done dumb things in the postseason to take himself out of games. Whether it's foul trouble, just making dumb reads on defense, dumb shots.
Oh, that's so funny.
I like Towns' game, but he is his basketball IQ is very low. And again, and going back to something LeBron said on his podcast about basketball IQ and high basketball IQ players, Towns would not be one of those guys. KD is one of those guys that has a high basketball IQ. So is Book, and I just like the Suns. I like the Suns in six, and I think they'll have the edge in coaching as well. With Vogel, a championship coach, like the Suns in six, but the
I
Wolves are
think
coming.
And I think
But
the
the thing
Suns are
about
going to score more in the paint than you think they are, dude. I think that they're good. Like KD can drive, like Devin Booker can drive, like Nurkic can get points off offensive rebounds. I think they'll score more in the paint than you think they are. I mean, I know that it's not the traditional way you score in the paint, and they're not going to um. I don't think they'll score more in the paint than Minnesota, obviously, but I think they'll score more in the paint than you think they will. And I think the jumpers are going to keep falling. I think it's a bad matchup for Minnesota. I think it's just a really tough matchup to draw Phoenix.
the thing about Devin Booker that we've seen in the past is this is why I say Anthony Edwards is going to look at him. When Devin Booker in the past, somebody punched him in his mouth, he didn't swing back, bro. When Luka punched him in his mouth, he sat down. When Milwaukee punched him in his mouth, he sat down. When Anthony Edwards come out there, when Anthony Edwards come out there and punch him in the mouth, he's going to sit down. And see, now we're not really worried about Devin Booker as much because of what's in front of him. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it was somebody like me, oh, Devin Booker going to average 40. You know what I'm saying? He's going to get you 40. But when you look at when Luka Doncic came out and punched him in the mouth, he sat down. And it's the same thing that happened in Milwaukee when the boys started getting physical with him and not letting him get the shot that he wants. And see, that's what Anthony Edwards does. He is a physical player. And then I give you coaching. With Frank Vogel. But let's keep it real. Frank Vogel has had the privilege of coaching some of the most talented teams of his time. Like that Indiana Pacers team, bro. Like, who the hell can't win with that? Like, that was one of the most talented teams you're going to see, bro. Then he had the Lakers. Like, if you can't win with LeBron, then you should not be coaching. I'm sorry. Like,
Yes.
if he's the coach that you think he is, then we're going to see that this year. We're going to see that right now. You are the sixth, the fourth, or the sixth or the fifth or whatever.
Who you talking about? Phoenix?
The Suns, yeah. What they the
6-6.
The six.
You don't have home court advantage, right? You don't. Outside of KD and Nurk and Devin Booker got a little bit of experience. You don't have too many players that's known for taking over games in the playoffs besides KD. KD, we know what KD is going to do. Let's just put KD to the side. Everything else is a question for the Suns. We seen Devin Booker get bitched. We know Bradley Beal ain't got no playoff experience except for first round exits. Like outside of the Suns, there's still question marks there. And I know we have as many question marks with the Minnesota, but I just feel like how the team is built for the playoffs. It's built to slow it down. It's built to run when we have to. It's just that your brother, right, yo, Carl Anthony Towns is dumb mother. Oh, that might,
All right.
but I'm gonna go with Minnesota just because of how they built and what I've seen from the Suns in the past. I'm sorry, I can't say the Suns.
All right. Let's move on to the last series that's for us to talk about. And it's a very interesting series. I think it's one that people are going back and forth on, and that's the Clippers and the Mavericks.
Woo, woo.
Uh, just a point of note, I don't think we still have an update on Kawhi Leonard yet. They still say there's some inflammation in the knee.
Oh
I'll
my
look at
god, man! You gotta be
I'll
kidding me, man.
I'll look it
He
up
not playing,
now.
bro. He not playing, bro.
He not.
He not playing. Bro.
Uh,
This is a question. He not playing, yo. Bump him, bro. I'm tired of
yeah.
him.
As of 29 minutes ago, it still just says questionable for game one, so we don't know. So Kurt, start with you. Who wins? How many games?
I just want to say I'm tired of Kawhi Leonard, bro.
Uh,
I'm over him. I'm over him. Okay. With that being said, shoot, Luca, man, I can't blame their losses on his production, but his style of play, it's very hard to continuously be Johnny on the spot. That style of play of him hold the rock, and then he give it to you when you open. He give it to you when you cut. It's hard for guys to get in rhythm. You know what I'm saying? You look at Porzingis when he was with the Mavericks in that style of play. Now you look at Porzingis in Boston. It look like two totally different players. You look at Jalen Brunson and Dallas, whereas though it seemed like Jalen Brunson, that's all he could get. But when you get to New York, it's like, damn, he could have been doing all of that in Dallas. Like,
All right.
like that style of play for Luka is very, very hard to adjust. Even though now the privilege for them is that they have Kyrie. See, Kyrie, you could put him on the spot and tell him to score whenever. He played with LeBron. LeBron gonna run. Okay, Kyrie, now it's time for you to score. So he can score like that. But for the rest of the players around you, it's hard to get in rhythm where you don't know when your shots only depend on how the defense play.
right.
If the defense stay at home, I'm not getting no shots tonight. But if the defense roam, I'm gonna get 10 shots tonight. It's for role players to play like that consistently. And that is the issue with the Mavericks. These guys are standing in spots waiting for Luka to give them the ball. These guys are standing in spots waiting for double teams to happen to cut. You understand? And when the double teams don't come, when the help defense don't come, then you stuck with Luka forcing to make plays. Or you got to give it to Kyrie Irving to let Kyrie Irving do Kyrie Irving type shit. I don't see Luka winning with that style of play. And as great as he is, and as good of a player as he is, I love Luka. It's just that style of play. And when you play against a team like the Clippers, when they got all those veterans, the Clippers will really say, okay, Luka, you got to score 100 tonight. But we're not going to give you no open lanes to nobody else. You got to score 100 to beat us. We're not going to double team you. When Luka be having them big games from guys don't double team, he be having them 40-point, 30-point games and guys ain't double teaming. They get blown out. They get beat like that. So I don't believe in Kawhi Leonard, but I believe in the Clippers more than I believe in that style of play with Luka. I do like Isaiah Likely. I mean, not Isaiah Is it Isaiah Likely?
Yeah, likely. Yep.
Um,
Yeah, you thinking the Ravens tight end? I
I
think
said,
you're thinking about
Derek Lively.
Derek
Derek
Lively.
Lively.
Derek
Derek
Lively.
Lively.
Derek Lively. Yeah, Lively. I said Isaiah Likely and
Yeah.
shit. I like their team. And I want to be, but it's just that style of play, man. It's very hard to consistently have have an offensive flow. And then in the playoffs, everything is going to slow down. So I'm gonna go with James Harden. I like I'm gonna go with Russ and Paul George and the Clippers with this one, regardless of Kawhi Leonard
Hmm.
playing or not.
How
I'm
many?
gonna go with the Clippers at 6 or 7. It's definitely gonna go down to the wire. It's definitely going to go 6 or 7 games. But I'm gonna go with the Clippers just because I feel like Luka Doncic is doing, even though he's producing at a high rate, he's doing more detriment to his team than he is good by holding the ball 80 to 85% of the time. And when you look at guys that have left Luka Doncic, like Porzingis, like Jalen Brunson, we've seen so much more out of these guys in other teams than we did in Dallas because of Luka's style of play. So I don't think they beat the Clippers with that everybody wait for Luka mentality. And I'm going to
Hmm.
Clippers 6.
Clippers in 6. Okay, Stan, what you got?
Another one of my locks, Mavericks in 6. I just the Mavs, the Clippers are one of those teams, man, and they've got guys. And again, you talking about playoff consistency. You talking about James Harden. James Harden.
Oh my God! Don't do that, man.
I you
That's
know,
not fair.
you're talking about James Harden and James Harden's playoff performances in the past. They're well documented. We don't have to go through them here. I don't like this Clippers. The Clippers had a really great stretch towards the beginning, of the middle of the season, where they were on fire, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, the Clip!" Again, I'm just wondering, what am I getting from the Clippers here? What am I getting from them? What am I getting from Kawhi health wise? Is he going to last the series? What am I getting from Paul George? And who the hell is going to guard Luka and Kyrie on that team? If Kawhi's not 100%, who's guarding those two guys? I like the Mavericks. The Mavericks have been on fire the last few months of the season. Luka and Kyrie just as a combo, it's going to be too much. And I like that Mavericks team a lot. I think, like I said, lively, rebounding and scoring in the paint. He ain't do that shit at Duke, but all of a sudden he's doing it now.
I know, right? Crazy. It's crazy.
I didn't see it
Crazy.
with Duke, but I see it now. And Tim Hardaway on the perimeter. They got a great team. Dallas has got a really good chance here with the way they're bracketed to get to the West Finals with that roster. I take the Mavs in 6. I don't like this Clippers team. I don't trust this Clippers team. I never will trust this Clippers team. And
But you know,
if for the Clippers, it gets to a point of if it's now or never with them. And with this roster and with the Harden extension on the horizon, and you know he's going to get that extension. You know Ballmer's going to pay James Harden 3 years, 160 million. He already paid Kawhi Leonard an extension, and Kawhi's injured again. I don't know where that Clippers team goes at this point, and if they don't get out the first round this year, I don't know where to go. So
I
I'm
don't.
taking the
I'm
Mavs in
about to get to
6.
the story shortly, man.
Oh man, so this
So,
series, right?
can I
Oh,
ask
go
you
ahead,
a
Kurt. Go
question, though,
ahead.
man? Let me ask you a question. Like that word inconsistent. I know. I said something about James Harden. Don't worry about it, okay? But let's keep it real. I feel like I'm not trying to defend James Harden, okay? I don't want y'all to, but I do feel like he gets a little bit of a bad, rap, bro. Because you gotta understand, Golden State is known as the most talented team probably in history, okay? With Kevin Durant. And he took them niggas to game 7 twice. And all he had was a broke Chris Paul. Now, I know
No, Chris
eliminate,
Paul was good that year. He got hurt, but he was good that year.
but that man was old as hell, bro. Like Chris Paul,
I'm not talking about his age. I'm talking about how good he was. He was good
I
that
mean,
year. He got hurt.
he wasn't elite. He was a good player. He wasn't an elite player no longer.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he took the most talented team in NBA history to game 7 twice. But he had a bad game, one of those games or two, and then now we just call him a choke artist. Don't get it twisted. He has had some bad games. But I feel like it's more value in James Harden playoff runs than we give him. There's just a sidebar. Now, and I'm saying that to say this. James Harden has to redeem himself this playoff run. Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Paul George, they are three guys who have been known for disappearing in big playoff moments. They have to, they have to redeem themselves. Do I think they're going to? I don't think they will this series, but I don't think they will have to this series because I don't think the series is going to be close enough. I think it's going to be maybe 6. I think it's going to be 6 games at the most, but I'm going with the Clippers because Luka Doncic, he takes guys out of the game. He really does, bro. Like he makes it hard to get in rhythm, and that's why it always seemed like he ain't got nobody. This man had Jalen Brunson and Porzingis, and we was like, yo, he need help. You see what I'm saying? They got to give him some help. Then we see what Porzingis and Jalen Brunson was, and it's like, bro, he literally had the help. It's just that the ball is in his hands 80% of the time. And when it's not in his hands now, it's in Kyrie Irving's hands. Like that's not that's not one slide in the playoff.
So I think that the Dallas Mavericks, their whole outlook of where they could go changed when they made that trade. When they brought in the landlord, Daniel Gafford, on that team, it
No,
changed. Yeah, yes, yeah, yes, it
what you
did.
about to say, PJ
Because
Washington?
no, I'm talking about the landlord, Daniel Gafford, because now they have a defensive identity that they don't typically have, and I think that's going to show in this series. I do understand what you're saying about Luka in terms of his style of play, but I mean, you can't say that style of play hasn't been successful. Luka has been good, and his teams have gone in the playoffs. It's not. I mean, you were just talking about that series when they punched Phoenix in the mouth. I mean, that was a Luka Doncic led team. So the Mavericks have that. So I got Dallas in this series. I just don't trust. I don't trust the Clippers. If Kawhi Leonard is questionable for Game One, then I find it highly unlikely he'll be available for a Game 7. Okay, that's just the way I'm
Yeah.
looking at it. So I'm taking Dallas. I'm with you. I'm going to say it goes 6 because I do think the Clippers have enough. But honestly, I have a feeling there's going to be a couple of games in this series that we're going to turn off in the third quarter. I think there's going to be a couple of games in this series where Dallas is going to put it on them. It's going to be raining 3-point shots. And I mean, I don't know. Like to me, and look, let me say this real quick. I was a huge critic of the Kyrie Irving trade. I thought it was a bad trade. I thought that when they signed him for the contract, I thought that was a bad decision as well. I didn't think it fit with Luka, but they're working it out. And I think Kyrie is
Yeah.
actually playing really well off ball. So I think they're figuring it out. And I think that not only can Dallas win this series, but I think I'm not sure, who would they play in the next series if they win this one? The winner of which series?
Dallas is in the
Uh,
3-6. They would play OKC in the next round.
uh, that's dicey. I'm not going to talk on that one, but I'm just going to say
No,
I
they
got
would play the
Dallas.
two. They would play the 2-6. They would play the 2-7 winner, right? That would
No,
be
they played a one. No, no,
Yeah,
no. You're
he's
right.
right.
They played a two.
yeah. They play
No,
the
They
no.
would play the
2-7.
they would play the Denver Lakers winner.
No, they wouldn't. No, they would. I got the bracket up here now. It will be the winner of the Thunder Pelicans.
Okay.
Nuggets and
Okay.
Lakers. It will be the Timberwolves and Suns victor winner.
Hey, Reggie,
Yeah,
my man. It's a player, bro. I've been watching for a little bit, bro, and I think like he this close, bro. He is this close to like putting it all together. And I think this series, my man Bones Hyman,
I do
Mitchell
like
Bones
Bones.
Hyman. Like he has to. Like what I'm saying is the Clippers have these components to their team that that's really built for success. They just don't. Bro, I just don't be understanding how teams can't put it together. Like Cleveland, I can't understand how Cleveland can't put it together. Like the Clippers have the veteran experience. They have the coaching. They have the talent. And like I say, bro, the Mavericks, man, it's just too much on Luka. And like they have one. They have one.
Right.
When Luka not doing his Luka shit, it looks bad. It looks like he has no help. We stay saying that for years. It's just Luka by itself. It's just Luka by itself. But when those guys went other places, they are blossoming.
You're
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Like so, it's too much on. I feel like Luka trying to do what LeBron did without a D Wade. Like LeBron had that same style of play. Everybody sit and watch. That's why he was getting beat in Cleveland. But see, when he got a D Wade, everybody can sit and watch LeBron now because I got somebody else to do it. When he got Kyrie Irving, and I guess that's what they're trying to repeat. Like Let Luka run it like LeBron and then Kyrie Irving. You be Johnny on the spot and score when we need you to. But Luka ain't quite got it like LeBron had it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, he
Right.
don't. But that style of play is not going to be conducive, especially in today's NBA. You know what I mean? LeBron won his championships in the last remnants of the ISO era. In this era, they sag and they sitting, rotating the ball, got to go here, here, here to the man to the corner. It can't just be the team double team, so kick it to one guy that's open. It don't really work like that all the time. And until Luka finds another way to be him and not hold the ball, I don't see him winning the championship, period, with that style of play.
How many assists Luka Doncic's averaging though? You sitting there acting like he's like holding the ball like Allen Iverson. Like how many assists he averaging?
No,
Luka averages a triple double. This Damon averages a
Yeah,
triple
what are you
double.
talking about?
I'm not saying he's not dishing it. Like I said, everything depends on him. Like everything, like they sit there and the pick come, and if the double team don't come, you're not getting a shot. If the man don't help D, whereas though when you play against the Clippers, everybody has a play. Okay, we're gonna call this play for Bones Hyman to get him one in the short corner. Then we're gonna call, okay, James Harden, you come down and run the pick and roll. Okay, now James Harden, you go to the corner. Russ, you run the pick and roll. Like that's a very complex offense, as opposed to watching the Mavs. Like everybody knows what's happening. The pick and roll coming at the top of the key. The pick and roll coming at the top of the key. The pick and roll coming on the top of the key. Like we see, that is 85% of the time that Luka Doncic is on the floor, and the other 15% they watching Kyrie Irving. And that's what I'm saying. Putting that
It's
much
not
on.
gonna be. They're not, at the end of the day, the Clippers not gonna have an answer for Luka and Kyrie. That's gonna pretty much what it. And Luka has cooked their asses all season when they played. I don't see them having an answer for them, and Luka will be the best player on the court. And look, if Luka averages like a 35, 10, and 10 in the series, I don't see how the Clippers can combat that. It's gonna be too much Luka, too much Kyrie, and I think the Dallas is a better team. And again, I don't trust the Clippers. That's pretty much what it comes down to.
I mean,
Don't
I can't
trust
be
them
mad
at
at
all.
that. I can't be mad at
And
that. I can't be
the
mad at that.
Kawhi injury is just it's going to linger all throughout this thing. Like Reggie said, if he's not ready to go in game one, what the hell makes you think he's ready to go in the game seven?
All right.
I feel
Cool.
like with the pieces that the Clippers got, if they play consistent basketball with Harden, Westbrook, Hyman, and Paul George, it's gonna sound crazy, but they might not need Kawhi for a game seven. They have the talent. They have the talent without Kawhi. They literally have the
I
talent without Kawhi.
I get it. Without Kawhi, they can't win the series without Kawhi winning. They just can't. They can't win the series without Kawhi at 100%. It's just not going to happen. They're not going to happen. They're not. It's going to come back to again who is going to stop Luka Doncic,
You
and
don't have
that's what
to
it'll come down.
necessarily stop Luka to beat him. We're not trying to stop Luka Doncic. You're trying to beat the Mavericks. You understand?
Well, I understand.
And Luka has lost series where he was smashing shit and still lost. Like you can't name a series where Luka wasn't Luka Doncic. He is the man. He is everything they said he was going to be, and he has been that.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have a championship. So you're not necessarily trying to stop Luka. You're trying to beat the Mavericks. And I think the Clippers have enough to beat the Mavericks on both sides of the floor without Kawhi. But that's dependent on Paul George being Paul George and James Harden and those guys coming to play. And like y'all say, you can't really trust those guys coming to play. So
It should be
without
the best series in the first round, I think. In the
Yeah. You know
West. In the
what?
West,
You
it's
know
going to be
what?
the best series in the first round.
Yeah, I agree. You know what, Kurt? You've actually changed my mind. I still got Dallas. I'm gonna say Dallas in 7. I think it's gonna go all 7. I've been changing to 7. Just that last week, you changed my mind, bro.
because they still should without Kawhi, they still should have enough talent to compete with this team, bro. Like
Yeah.
they still
Oh,
should.
yeah, they will. Oh, they'll
You
compete.
know,
Again, yeah, they will definitely compete. Ty Lue's a hell of a coach. He'll have them ready to go. They will compete. Westbrook off the bench has been a revelation for him, really. It's like I don't know how Westbrook didn't work off the bench with the Lakers, but he's working with the Clippers. He just works for them. So, but it's gonna be a hell of a series. It's probably the best series of the first round in the West.
Yeah, and I think we're in store for a good playoff, man. So
Oh yeah, it's gonna be
It's gonna
great.
be an
yeah,
exciting playoffs. I
yeah,
can't wait,
yeah.
man.
All
Can't
right,
wait.
we gonna leave it there, fellas. I appreciate both of y'all for coming
Hey,
through,
hey,
man. This
Ray.
was great. Yes, sir.
Before we go, y'all got any
Yeah,
predictions on tonight's fight? Ron
who fi-
Garcia and Devin Haney?
I don't.
No predictions. Man, that's fucked up.
I don't.
The biggest fight this
uh,
year so far, bro.
I'm out. I mean, is it on pay per view or is it on TV?
Yo, but you know, bro, I got the fire stick, bro. So
Oh, you got the
I
hookup
don't know
on
where it's going, bro. I just know it's on.
there.
I don't want to say the name. I don't want to say the name because we online. They gonna.
All right, fellas. Appreciate y'all both for coming through, man. Enjoy the playoffs.
no question.
All right,
Anytime,
man.
Peace,
bro.
man.
Anytime.